Everyone tells you college changes your life. Nobody tells you it might start with opening one apartment door and instantly wondering if you've made the biggest mistake of your life. Getting there wasn't easy. Applications, interviews, packing up everything I owned, saying goodbye to home. I thought crossing that doorway was the beginning of freedom. Instead, it looked like 4 completely different people had entered a contest to see who could destroy an apartment the fastest. The weird thing wasn't the mess. It was how confidently everyone seemed to live inside it. Like dirty dishes were somehow furniture. At first I thought, maybe they just haven't cleaned today. Then tomorrow looked exactly the same. So did next week. Living with strangers is basically a lottery. Sometimes you win lifelong friends. Sometimes you accidentally join a reality show. I figured maybe keeping my own room organized would help me stay sane. So I unpacked everything carefully. Every cable, every notebook, every piece of equipment exactly where I wanted it. 5 minutes later, the power strip failed. Everything went dark. It's funny how one tiny problem feels gigantic when you're already overwhelmed. It wasn't really about the electronics. It was everything happening at once. That's when I realized something nobody had warned me about. Living alone doesn't automatically make you independent. Sometimes, it just makes you notice every problem a little louder. Eventually, I stopped expecting the apartment to magically improve. Instead, I started paying attention to the people. And that's when things got interesting. Because every roommate had their own special talent. One could somehow dirty every dish before noon. Another believed headphones were a government conspiracy. And one, well, you'll never guess what he decided to bring into the apartment. The first roommate was actually pretty decent. Not because we had the same hobbies, not because we became best friends, but because he understood the ancient sacred ritual known as cleaning up after yourself. In a shared apartment, the person who washes dishes automatically becomes 20% more attractive. That's just science. Then there was the second roommate. His room was always closed. His schedule was a mystery. And every night, around midnight, the soundtrack began. Not loud enough to report, not quiet enough to ignore. The acoustic sweet spot of suffering. I finally worked up the courage to ask him to lower the volume. He smiled, he apologized, he turned it down. I thought, great, problem solved. The next night, the soundtrack returned, exactly the same, like the previous conversation had been deleted from human history. Still, he mostly stayed in his room. I mostly stayed in mine. We existed like neighboring countries with a peace treaty. Then came the third roommate. The one who treated the living room like a personal storage unit. Every flat surface held something. One day, I tried an experiment. I bought a huge stack of disposable plates. My theory was simple. No dishes, no arguments. 2 days later, the plates were gone. Not used, gone. Apparently, they had been borrowed for a party I didn't know existed. And just when I thought the apartment couldn't get any more crowded, the third roommate knocked on my door. He looked unusually serious. That should have been my warning. He said, "Hey, so I might be bringing someone new to live here. In a tiny apartment with 3 roommates and exactly 0 extra space." I laughed because I thought he was joking. The newcomer came out, a beautiful, adorable poodle. The apartment dynamics completely change, and the story shifts from bad roommates to an unexpectedly emotional friendship.